What's up, Tan and J-Man Show Nation? This is Tanner Lee, one half of the Tan and J-Man Show, and boy, do we have a great deal for you. Right now, when you go to tanandjmanshowstore.com and type in the promo code TANandJman when you check out, that's right, Tan and J-Man, all in caps, you get free shipping on any order through the end of 2021. That's the end of 2021, that's December 31st, 2021. So if you're looking to get yourself a short sleeve t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, hoodie, pint glass, coffee mug, stickers, so much more. TanandJmanShowStore.com makes the perfect holiday gift, supports our show, and at the same time, you can look great doing so. Please go to TanandJmanShowStore.com and buy some merch today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy another brand new episode of the Tan and J-Man Show.
We are back with another episode of the Tan and the J-Man Show. How you doing tonight there, T-Dog?
I'm doing good, J-Man. How was your Thanksgiving?
Good. How was yours?
It's good. Had two of them. Ate a lot of food. I'm a happy guy.
Man. My pants did not fit as good this morning.
That means it was a good Thanksgiving.
Yes, very good Thanksgiving with family and got to catch up. So it was good.
Well, I hope everybody out there in Tan and J-Man Show Nation had a good Thanksgiving with family and friends and got to eat a lot of good food.
Oh, man, did I ever.
J-Man, did you realize yesterday was the Tan and J-Man Show's 5th birthday?
You know, I didn't realize it until I saw the Facebook post you put out. 5 years.
5 years. We haven't missed recording a single week.
That's pretty... tonight was almost the night.
I was ready to rock and roll. I mean, you know, we've had guest fill-ins sometimes for yourself, for myself. Mm-hmm. At the beginning, we weren't always on Mondays, but I mean, every single week, 5 straight years. I think that's something we can be pretty proud of.
Absolutely. I think somebody should bake us a cake.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Any bakers out there want to bake me a cake so my pants will fit even worse than they did this morning. That'd be great.
Going on up. Moving on up. I do have a good trivia question for you tonight.
Great.
Got a good birdie bogey question. It's NBA is the topic.
That's always that's always a very good topic for me.
I'm 3 strokes behind. I'm trying to make a late charge here in 2021 because I'm in trouble. So, LeBron James on Friday, he had his 13th game of 30 points or more since turning 36. Who are the 3 players in NBA history that have more 30-plus games after turning 36?
After turning 36. That's a very good question. How many players?
3.
3 players, okay.
Two will get you a par.
Okay.
I'll give you two for a par.
I have a decent shot at a par. Man, that's a tough one. Birdie Bogey brought to you by Noble Gnome LLC for fresh, locally grown, nutrient-dense produce from Bryce and Katie Romine of Mentone, Indiana. Like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, check out their website, noblegnomellc.com. Get your veggies. You need some veggies after guzzling all that gravy you did on Thursday.
That's the truth. That's the truth. It's good to have you back doing that read this week because I did not do it justice last week. I don't have the cadence.
It comes with like a little rasp, and it comes from deep down.
Deep down. All right, I'll remember that for next time. But man, we got an action-packed show tonight. There's a lot that happened over the weekend, a lot going on as we're talking right now. A lot of rumors with the coaching carousel. So why don't we start with college football?
Sure. Your team finished 8-4.
8-4. I'm pretty excited, pretty proud of this season. Mm-hmm. I went back and looked at our projections for the Big Ten, and I had the Boilermakers 7-5. I got to find my paper here. Here we go. I had them 7-5 with a 5-4 record. You had them 5-7 with a 3-6 record. You want to know how else we did around the Big Ten?
Not really.
Well, we were in big agreement on the West, if you remember right. It was really weird. We had almost the same teams. We both had Nebraska finishing last in the West.
Nailed it.
We gave them too much credit. We had them going 4-8 and 2-7 in conference. They went 3-9 and 1-8 in conference. We both had Minnesota second to last at 5-7, 3-6 in conference. We kind of whiffed there. I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of, I mean, the COVID year last year, you saw what you saw, but you can't really almost even evaluate last year. And I think we even said that during our preview show, like we know last year was really weird, so we don't really know how any of these teams are going to do this year.
I went back and listened to it earlier today, and we kind of ripped PJ Fleck, said his stick's kind of worn out at Minnesota. Well, he proved us wrong and got himself a big extension. So I don't like the guy, but I got to admit, I think he's a pretty good football coach.
Yeah.
Then you like I said, you had Purdue 5-7. I had Illinois 6-6, 3-6. You had Illinois 6-6, 4-5. So we were pretty close there. They probably should have been 6-6.
I think I got their Big Ten record correct. I want to say they went 4-5 in the Big Ten. I think the one game I missed was the Texas San Antonio game. If they go for it on fourth down against Maryland or even Purdue, they probably win at least one of those games.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Hey, first time with a positive point differential in Big Ten play since 2010. They gave up the third least amount of points in the Big Ten this year, which is insane compared to giving up about 50 a game under Lovie Smith. So they showed some improvement.
Progress. Here's the one we both whiffed on really bad. We both had Northwestern finishing third in the West at 8-4 with a 5-4 record.
I would argue that Northwestern was the worst team in the West, regardless of finish this year.
They were not good.
They're awful.
They were not good. I mean, we even talked about Hunter Johnson needing to play well on the preview show, and that didn't happen.
They used about 4 different starting quarterbacks. They had Johnson, they had that Helinski, they had Marty. Seemed like there was one other guy, too.
You just remembered a lot more of them than I could have. We both did really well with Iowa. We both had them 10-2. You had them 8-1 in conference. I'm not sure. I think I had them 8-1 in conference as well.
Man, their odds of getting to the Big Ten championship game were low coming into Friday. Especially they were underdogs at Nebraska. And then needing Minnesota to beat Wisconsin. But hey, they somehow pulled it off.
Yep. And we'll get into our projections for the Big Ten championship here in a little bit. Then we both had the Badgers win the West. You had them 11-1, 9-0 in conference. I had them 12-0, 9-0 in conference. If you remember correctly, that was my national champion was Wisconsin. A little off there.
What they win 7 in a row in Big Ten play? They started off terrible on the season. Then I think they won 7 in a row and then lost to Minnesota. Yeah, we were a little off on Wisconsin. I think we always give Wisconsin a little bit too much credit. We're just used to seeing them in the Big Ten championship game. And I mean, Iowa and Wisconsin are pretty much the same programs at this point.
That's true. I mean, Ferentz is consistent. In Wisconsin, I've said this numerous times, you can replace all the names and numbers on the back of the lineman jerseys and the running back, and it's just rinse and repeat.
Absolutely.
In the East, it was kind of interesting. We both had Maryland last at 2-10, 0-9 in conference. They proved us wrong, going 6-6, making a bowl.
Yeah, Tagovailoa had a really good year for him.
We both had Michigan State finishing 3-9.
We whiffed
2-7 in conference. Yeah. I had them 1-8 in conference. That was a bad whiff. I thought they were bad last year. They were bad the year before. I thought they were going to keep the trend going.
If you would have asked us just probably even 7-8 weeks ago, if right now Mel Tucker would have gotten a 10-year, $95 million extension, I probably would have punched you in the face.
I would have laughed really hard. I probably would have fell out of this chair laughing. And then fourth place, we both had Rutgers. You had them 4-8. I had them 5-7. So I did hit that one nail on the head.
Yep.
Then you had Michigan at 7-5. I had Indiana at 6-6.
Credit Harbaugh for this season. I mean, we both thought he was on like an extreme hot seat coming into the year, and he's probably in line for maybe an NFL job if something sparks his interest. The Bears, maybe?
I don't think Michigan lets him walk. I think they'll throw as much money as possible at him.
As they should.
I mean, unless he wins, maybe he wins a national title and wants to do something else. Yeah, and then third place, you had Penn State 8-4. I had Michigan 9-3. So I thought Michigan was going to be decent.
I think Penn State ended 7-5.
Yeah, I had Penn State 9-3 myself. You had Indiana 9-3.
Yeah,
you laughed at me for having them 6-6.
I apologize to all Indiana fans. The J-Man's curse is very real.
Yeah, they man, what a! I mean, I know injuries were part and tough schedule, but
no
ranked 17th to start the year, and you win 2 games, don't win a conference game, and now I read today they're up to 10 people in the transfer portal. That's tied with Syracuse for the most right now.
Yeah,
among schools.
Right after Tom Allen got an extension too.
Yep.
Man, I bet he's thinking, man, I should have taken a bigger job last year.
Yep. And we both had Ohio State going undefeated, which
they did.
We were off there.
Yeah.
So. And I wrote down our playoff projections. Yours are better than mine. I had Wisconsin, Ohio State, Alabama, Oklahoma. I'm probably going to get shut out. I might get Alabama in there. You had Ohio State, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia.
Say that again. I had Ohio State, Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Be interesting to see if the SEC gets 2 in.
Oh, I think only if Alabama wins.
If Alabama wins, which
if they lose, I don't think they'll get in.
Ohio State's done. Oklahoma's definitely done. I mean, they lost their coach yesterday. Bob Stoops taking over for the time being. What if they just hire him? Just
crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. Yeah. What do you think about that? Lincoln Riley going to USC.
He did a real good job, and he wasn't lying either, saying I'm not going to be LSU's next head coach.
Correct.
The allure of Southern California is very real. I mean, just even visiting there, I've absolutely loved it. I think the allure of bringing USC back to prominence has to mean something as well. I think he has a ceiling at Oklahoma, and I think he's reached it. To be honest, I mean, I think he reached it with Kyler Murray. And he was there with Baker Mayfield too, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you can bring USC back because the Pac-12 needs somebody to step up. I mean, Oregon's been that every once in a while, but the Pac-12 for majority of it, they have been awful here the past 4 or 5 years. And to me, and I've even said this, college football to me is far more interesting when USC is really good.
Sure.
And I mean,
gives Notre Dame a big rival to play every year.
Finally, because they haven't had much competition here recently, especially this year. You look at Oklahoma's recruiting class, and a lot of the guys are from Southern California, so I'm sure a lot of those guys will follow Lincoln Riley to USC.
They had a 5-star quarterback decommit. Spencer Rattler, who you and I both picked to win the Heisman, didn't end up even starting halfway through the season for Oklahoma. He's transferring.
If he is not Brett Bielema's first call, something is wrong with Brett Bielema.
Got to make the call.
Yep.
Got to make the call.
The worst thing he can tell you is no.
I saw the Minnesota kid might have some interest in Illinois. Their backup. I forget his name. He has a weird last name, but he entered the portal.
If Illinois would have just had average quarterback play this year, they probably win 7 games. But they didn't.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley, like I said, in Oklahoma's leaving the Big 12 soon, going to the SEC. You got to think that was part of a business decision too.
It's far easier to win out west than it would be in the SEC. Now, the people who are ripping Lincoln Riley and saying, well, he's scared of the SEC, you know what they always say? Work smarter, not harder. And it's going to be so much more easy out there. He's living in Southern California instead of Norman, Oklahoma. No brainer move for him, in my opinion.
So who's Oklahoma go after, in your opinion?
I think it's a terrible year for teams needing head coaches. You don't hear of too many like up and coming, like group of 5 head coaches out there. I haven't seen really anyone rumored so far for the Oklahoma job. I mean, it's a big job. It's a blue blood, if you will, in college football. I mean, they went the offensive route with Lincoln Riley. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, I guess, has been mentioned potentially being reached out to anyway. I think he'd want to stay in the NFL personally, but I honestly have no idea. What about you?
I was talking to my dad about this at lunch. He brought up a good name. How about Stoops from Kentucky?
Yeah, Mark Stoops.
Mm-hmm. I think that's right, Mark.
That's a fantastic. I mean, Kentucky was Kansas there for years, and now he's turned him into a team in the SEC, routinely winning 7-8 games, which is nearly impossible
recruiting
to do.
really well.
Recruiting really well in the Midwest. That's a really interesting name. Now, is it a pick that's going to make Oklahoma fans jump up and down? Probably not. But sometimes you don't need a guy that's going to appease the fan base right away. You need a guy that's going to come in and provide stability and competency.
And he does have that Stoops name. You got to think he knows, kind of knows what the Oklahoma culture needs to be from being around his brother for many years. So I don't know. Campbell's name's coming up from Iowa State.
They had a bad year or down year anyway.
He's made some weird comments too lately. He pretty much said, did you see his comments last week? And I
didn't see him.
I'm not going to say him verbatim because I can't remember, but he pretty much said his goal wasn't to win the Big 12 at Iowa State. Yeah, it was a really dumb thing to say, and he kind of made himself look dumb.
What was his goal?
That's what everybody's asking. It's like, okay.
If his goal is to win the national championship, well, you got to win the Big 12 first.
Exactly. Yeah. And they were ranked, top 10 to start the year?
I think they were 7th. Yeah. They were really disappointing.
So I don't know. Sonny Dykes is going to TCU. I think he'll fit in well there.
Yeah, his offense has put up a ton of points. He really struggled at Cal.
He was awful
when he was there. Great at Louisiana Tech. Been great at was he at SMU or Houston? At SMU. It's a good step up for him, and I think he'll do well there, especially in the Big 12 where they play no defense.
In Florida, they're hiring Louisiana's coach.
Yep, Billy Napier.
He's done well there, but I don't know. I wish I knew some Florida fans to know how they're feeling about that.
Yeah, he's not a huge name. Done fantastic there. I think they've won double-digit games each of the past 3 years. He was Clemson's offensive coordinator back in the late 2000s. And then he was, I've heard people saying he's a Saban disciple. Well, he was only under Saban 1 year and he was wide receiver coach in 2017. So he's not a true Saban disciple.
Right.
They need somebody there to turn it around quickly though. Cause Dan Mullen had really good success there early. And then really this year's the first year where they haven't been really competitive in a sense. They're a fan base that will not wait around. Now Mullen made some dumb comments saying he doesn't have time to recruit middle of the season, which that's
and last year he made an idiot of himself the whole year.
Yes, the entire COVID year he was an idiot. So Billy Napier could do really, really well there, but I don't think it's gonna necessarily make Florida fans ecstatic.
And they've went through a lot of coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, Spurrier, then Zook, then Urban, then McElwain.
Yeah, from Colorado State, then Muschamp.
Yep.
Then who was after Muschamp?
Or was it vice versa?
No, Muschamp might have been first and then McElwain.
And then Mullen.
Did it go straight McElwain to?
Because then McElwain went to Central Michigan.
I was reading that Urban left Muschamp in the worst possible spot. That program was on its way down, and Muschamp just had to be the guy to take over and take the brunt of it.
Yep. Well, I can't feel too sorry for him, though. He still has more talent on that roster than most teams. But LSU job's open.
Yeah, they're the report today. They're going to go hard after Brian Kelly.
He just doesn't seem like an LSU fit.
He does not seem like an SEC fit whatsoever.
No.
He was at Central Michigan and then Cincinnati. He's been Ohio, Michigan, or Indiana pretty much his whole career.
Midwest. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Midwest. He doesn't seem like a fit. Now, he might just be looking for a way out because I think he's reached his ceiling. Like I said with Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma, I think he's absolutely reached his ceiling at Notre Dame. He's going to be a playoff contender every single year, but they're never going to get past the Bamas or the even Georgias or even Clemsons of the world. It might be, he's been there 11-ish years. I want to say 11, 12 years.
2010 was his first year.
So 11 or 12 years.
Yep. He's been there longer than any coach.
It might be time for him to make the step and see if he can try to win somewhere else.
Yeah, because he can go to a program similar to those that usually beat him at Notre Dame in the playoffs.
Right.
But then that'd be interesting. Theoretically, say he takes that job, gets offered, takes the LSU job. Then who does Notre Dame go after?
That's the question. As I said, it's a bad year to need a head coach.
Because Brian Kelly's made it sound like he's put Marcus Freeman in position to get promoted. Would Notre Dame really do that to a coach who has no head coaching experience?
Now,
or do they just call Luke Fickell?
Luke Fickell makes a ton of sense. I mean, he's a Midwest guy. Cincinnati's not terribly far from Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman, though, it would make sense for Freeman to go from like defensive coordinator at Cincinnati or even defensive coordinator at Notre Dame to like a lower, maybe Power 5, like a Rutgers or Illinois or something like that. I don't think Notre Dame fans would be ecstatic to promote from within like that.
They'd probably try to call Urban.
I'm sure Urban would be their first call, and really he should be everyone's first call.
He should be.
You'll have 6 to 7 years of fantastic success, but then after that he's going to quit on you. But hey, 6 to 7 years better than a lot of schools have.
Yep. Do you think Miami, Florida comes open?
It should. I don't even remember the guy who's there right
Manny
now.
Diaz is still there.
Manny Diaz, that's right.
You're supposed to be a Miami fan. Come on, man.
I know. They were so disappointing. I kind of gave up on them early. The one guy I know a lot of Miami Dolphins beat writers went there is Mario Cristobal from Oregon. I guess he's a South Florida guy, so that would be a really good hire. It should open, but Miami does not have an athletic director at the current time. They're supposed to have one within 2 weeks, but that was 2 weeks ago. That makes things a little difficult.
Sure does. Watch for Lane Kiffin if that job opens.
Lane Kiffin.
Ole Miss will throw him a ton of money, but he likes that part of Florida from what I've read.
We've spoken about Lane Kiffin quite a bit this year, but man, he did a fantastic job at Ole Miss and has done a fantastic job at Ole Miss. He finally has that experience and finally has learned how to win and not be an idiot now that he's gotten older. Maybe, man, it'd be hilarious if Notre Dame gave him a call if Kelly leaves.
He will lose a great quarterback. Matt Corral's leaving the pros. But if he stays at Ole Miss, he might get Arch Manning here in 2 years.
Right. And that's the thing.
So that'd be tough to walk away from.
Now, they're kids, but a girl got Arch Manning to say he's going to Ole Miss.
So I saw that.
But, I mean, they're dumb. Remember how dumb we were at 16 years old?
I'm still dumb, and I'm almost 30. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Here's a name for Oklahoma. It just popped in my head. How about Heupel?
Yeah. Would he leave Tennessee after the first year? Would they give him a call? I don't know what Tennessee went 7-5 or so.
He did get fired as the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma also, so he might hold that grudge against him. But he was a good player there. He's a Heisman runner-up.
Or Heisman runner-up quarterback. That'd be interesting. I didn't even put the alumni thing together, but that would be an interesting one.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of jobs. I mean, we'll see how it plays out this week and next week and the weeks to come. We'll have a lot to talk about here on the pod.
The coaching carousel is always real fun as long as your team's not involved in it.
100%. It's stressful when they are, either whether it's football or basketball. It's extremely stressful. But you want to go over some conference championship games?
Let's do it.
Predict some. Starting in the Big Ten, the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Michigan Wolverines.
What's the spread on that? Do you know?
Let me pull it up.
I'll look it up real quick.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it. You know what? This will be the J-Man's book of prediction of the week, regardless of what the spread is on this one. Let's see. Michigan's 10.5-point favorites. I think Michigan will really win the game pretty handily, and I think they cover that 10.5-point spread. I just think Michigan's quite a bit better. Iowa can't score. Who's going to play quarterback for them? Their quarterback play has been horrendous. They'll play great defense. They'll run the ball well. They'll force turnovers. But I think Michigan rolls pretty handily in this game. J-Man's Book of Prediction of the Week brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Travis Watchering for life, home, auto, business, renters, workers' comp, and farm insurance. Contact Travis at 219-869-4561. His email is travis.watchering@infp.com. This is an interesting ACC championship game.
Can I give my Big Ten prediction yet?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, my bad.
And another note, you just were talking about quarterback play. Maybe Iowa gives Spencer Rattler a call
Should.
And, good old Bob Stoops, he's still got Iowa ties. I don't know if
Right.
he'd help the kid out like that, but
Mhm.
I'm taking Michigan as well. Right there with you. I don't think Iowa can score enough. But if Iowa win, Notre Dame fans better be rooting for Iowa. Because if
Yeah.
Iowa wins, chaos is going to come again over this
Absolutely.
playoff picture.
Yep.
But I agree. And if Hutchinson for Michigan can get about 3 or 4 sacks, could he win the Heisman?
I mean, it's as
This is
wide
the worst
open.
Heisman race
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
It's as wide open of a Heisman race as we've seen. Hutchinson's been unbelievable, and he'll be like a top 5 pick.
Because,
in the NFL.
Dominic Sue that one year made a late run, and he got runner-up.
Manti Te'o as well had a real late run, or not even a late run. He was great all year, but I think he was invited, wasn't he?
He was invited. It was him, Gerhardt, and Robert Griffin III, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I mean, he could. Bryce Young might have sealed it, though, with his comeback against Auburn.
Yeah, might have.
But ACC Championship, interesting one. 2 teams that have probably, I don't know if they've ever been in this position, maybe Pittsburgh, but Pitt against Wake Forest.
Well, Wake Forest went to the Orange Bowl
That's right.
years ago.
I forgot about that.
I don't know if they won the conference, though, but these are 2 teams you told me before the year. I'd have said, no way they're making the ACC Championship. Yep. It's going to be Clemson and somebody else, but here we are. I like Pickett a lot. I think he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks out of this class to go to the NFL. Give me Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's 3-point favorites. Sam Howell, not Sam Howell. I forget Wake Forest's quarterback name, but he's had a really good year as well. Give me Pittsburgh, though. I think they're a little bit better. Big 12 championship game. We have Baylor at 10-2, Oklahoma State 11-1. If Oklahoma State wins, could they sneak into that 4th spot?
I think absolutely. I think if they win, they are your 4th team. Once again, Notre Dame fans need to root for Baylor here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Mike Gundy finally gets over the hump and gets them there. That's another guy whose name's not getting thrown out right now, which it has in the past for jobs like LSU.
Yep.
So, but give me the Cowboys.
Give me Oklahoma State as well. They're 5.5-point favorites. You know what? Hold on real second. I'm going to let my dog in. He has not shut up.
Okay. All right. And J-Man's taking the Cowboys as well. We'll move on to the
all right. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I was just going to move us on to the SEC championship game.
Okay.
Did you hear me there?
Yeah, I can hear you. My bad.
So, Georgia, Alabama.
Man, give me Georgia. It's got to be Georgia. I think they finally get it done. Although, man, I think it really hurts them that Alabama had a scare against Auburn. Because I think if Alabama rolls Auburn, I think they come in maybe a little. I guess
they only beat
really
Arkansas
matter.
by a touchdown last week.
That's fair.
I think they're starting to stumble a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, they've had those 2 scares. I don't think they let it happen here. However, Georgia's better in my opinion.
Georgia gave up an average of 17 points per game for a season, which is just unheard of.
Insane.
And against SEC quality opponents. Give me Georgia.
Yep. I agree.
How about Houston, Cincinnati?
Obviously, Cincinnati needs this one.
Yep.
But, man, Houston's had a good year as well. For Cincinnati, I want them to get that 4th spot, so give me Cincinnati.
Yep, I think the Bearcats too. So what I'm hearing from both of us is we think it'll be Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State in the playoff.
Yeah, I don't think Notre Dame gets in. I'm very sorry. My girlfriend's not here. So I'm going to play fetch with my dog.
Don't have to apologize. The dogs are part of the 10 J-Man show.
Yep.
So any other conference championship games you want to predict? How about the Pac-12?
I was going to say, did we do the Pac-12? Oregon has 2 losses. Utah has quite a few losses. Give me Oregon. I think they get it done. Although I think the Mario Cristobal rumors will start to heat up once Manny Diaz is fired, which I think he will be. And I think that could be a distraction, but give me Oregon.
I agree with you. I'm taking the Ducks for some reason, even though Utah just blitzed them 2 weeks ago. Maybe that's why I'm taking Oregon, because it's hard to beat a team twice.
And that could be. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, hey, you want to talk some baseball real quick?
Go for it.
There's been Max Scherzer signs with the Mets.
I don't want to talk about that.
I think it's about $40 million a year. And then we have Corey Seager signed with the Rangers for 10-year, over $300 million.
325, I believe.
Yes, yeah, 325. Let's see who. John Gray was the other one, who signed with the Rangers. Cubs have sat on their hands, done absolutely nothing like they have for the previous 4 freaking years. They said they were going to spend, haven't spent. There's no one left. There is nobody left that they're going to sign. They're just going to continue to sign the Daniel Descalzos of the world, and they're going to be the worst team in the NL Central next year. They're going to be worse than the Pirates.
The Cy Young guy went to the Mariners today.
Yes, Robbie Ray went to the Mariners.
Yeah.
He's like the most not unlikely because he had the stuff, but one of the most unlikely Cy Young Award winners. Signed a huge deal with the Mariners. Good for him. Good for the Mariners spending. Cubs are acting poor once again. They've lied to our freaking faces for months now. Haven't even put competitive offers together for guys they could have easily signed. John Gray would have been a fantastic signing. You fix his fastball, he could be an elite guy. He has a great breaking ball, couple great breaking balls, and he goes to Texas for $56 million. That is nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the Cubs have done nothing.
Yeah, and the Cardinals, they picked up somebody the other day, right?
They signed Steven Matz, again, another guy that would have been a fantastic pickup for the Cubs. And now a left-handed pitcher had a really good year with Toronto, is going to a division rival. Nobody else in the NL Central has done anything besides the Cardinals. Reds are getting rid of everyone. So they could be bad next year. Brewers haven't done a single thing. But good Lord, Cubs. It's pathetic. They are a small market team in the third largest market in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Well put.
Sell the team, Ricketts.
Yep.
Disgusted.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell. Who's reading on this day, you or me?
I have it pulled up, actually.
All right, let's go ahead. I want to get educated a little bit.
Okay.
Let you get off your soapbox a little bit there.
You need a little bit of education.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Let's see. 1934, the Chicago Bears beat the Detroit Lions 19-16 in the first NFL game broadcast nationally.
Well, they put on a barn burner on Thanksgiving this year.
About the same score.
Uh-huh.
What was the final score? 16, 15, 17, 16, something like that.
17-16, I believe.
Yeah.
Ugh.
A lot of Grey Cups happened. Who won the
Canadian.
1958 Grey Cup?
The Saskatchewan Roughriders.
No, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
I used to root for them when Robert Marv was quarterbacking up there.
One of the better team names in sports.
Yeah, I agree.
Who won the 1960 Heisman Trophy?
Oh, man, 60?
Yeah, you won't get it. Joe Bellino from Navy.
I was going to go with Staubach, so I was going to go with the correct school.
Yeah.
Darn.
Let's see here. In 1962 was the first year Major League Baseball played only one All-Star game. They used to play 2 All-Star games in a season.
No, I'm glad they don't do that anymore.
I was going to say, that'd be brutal. On this day in 1987, Joe Montana of the San Francisco 49ers completed an NFL record 22 consecutive passes. That has been broken by, believe it or not, I want to say Ryan Tannehill when he's with the Dolphins. I think,
yeah.
Yeah,
didn't he have like 25 or something like that?
Yeah, I remember he had a game where he absolutely lit up. I want to say Houston. They won like 45 nothing.
Titans need to get him going because he's been awful lately, and they
have so many injuries too.
Yep.
This is an interesting one. Who won the Grey Cup in 1992?
Well, I'm trying to think. Do I know any other teams besides the Blue Bombers and the Rough Riders? I know Ottawa's got a team. I don't know.
The Blue Bombers lost. The Calgary Stampeders won, but can you name me who was MVP?
What year?
92.
Was Kurt Warner?
No, Doug Flutie, though.
Kurt Warner was arena football anyways. Yeah.
Doug Flutie threw for 480 yards and 2 touchdowns. On this day in... That's going to do it. That's all I got this week. A lot of Grey Cups. On this day, I'll do this one real quick. On this day in 2008, Alabama beat Auburn 36-0 in Tuscaloosa. It was Alabama's first win in 7 years against Auburn.
Wow. Yeah. Alabama struggled in the early 2000s before Saban got there.
They were bad with
a good job there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Saban took over, and the rest is history.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yep.
And the On This Day segment, like it is every week, is brought to you by Performer Print House. If you're looking for a trustworthy, dependable resource for your next trade show, company picnic, or sales meeting, Performer Print House has over 50 years combined experience in promotional products and commercial print. They strive for fast and efficient response to all your print needs. You need to look no further. Let them be your one source print and promotional company today by giving them a call, 574-210-3815.
Whether you want an epic burger, hand-tossed pizza, hand-bread tenderloin, seafood, craft beer, or a handcrafted cocktail, sponsor of the Tan and J-Man Show, the Dam Landing is the place to be. The Dam Landing is a bar and grill located on beautiful Lake Manitou, focused on freshness and quality. You can wash down their delicious food with one of their 16 beers on tap, including a constant rotation of today's best microbrews and domestic flavors, or a handcrafted cocktail made using fresh ingredients. Take in the fantastic views of Lake Manitou on their beer garden or outdoor bar area. Whether it be boats or wheels, the Dam Landing is the place to be, located at 1305 Ewing Road in Rochester.
And this episode of the Tan and Jamin Show is also brought to you by Circle 15 Golf. Circle 15 Golf is a brand focused on bringing tour quality products and experience to the everyday golfer like the J-Man and myself. It's built on 25 years of tour experience, featuring the Genesis glove, the most durable and comfortable glove available, and the patented Glove Hub, the first and only glove humidor on the market. Find those products and more, along with hats, divot repair tools, ball markers, circle15golf.com. They've been having a bunch of deals going on. They've had Black Friday deals going on, Cyber Monday deals. It's getting close to the holidays, so get the golfer in your family Circle 15 Genesis glove and the Glove Hub. They released a new Glove Hub just this past week. They have a wooden variation, so you have a plastic one and now a wooden one you can pick from. So
interesting.
Go online, circle15golf.com. Check them out. Get yourself or the golfer in your family some great golf apparel and accessories.
Yes, sir. You want to talk some college basketball or NFL?
Up to you. I don't care either way.
Let's get college basketball out of the way.
Let's do it.
Big Ten ACC Challenge this week. It's one of our favorite basketball weeks of the year anyway.
Yeah. I'm PO'd with the challenge this year. I wanted Duke.
Yeah.
And especially right now, I'd like Duke. That'd be a fun game at Mackey Arena tomorrow night.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sounding like a baby right now, but Purdue never seems to get the great matchup except 2008 when they played Duke. I mean, a lot of times they'll get the, yes, you were. A lot of times they'll get the, if Purdue's supposed to be good, they'll get the third or fourth or fifth ACC team. I'm tired of playing Florida State.
I wonder why that is, because Illinois had been bad for years and they got Duke last year.
Sometimes I just think it's ESPN is the brand name. I mean, Ohio State was supposed to be fourth in the Big Ten this year, and they get Duke. I know they're banged up anyways, but I don't know. I mean, Carolina's always, they can be bad and they're going to get a good matchup.
Yep.
Like they get Michigan this year because of the brand name.
Same with Michigan State.
Right. So I don't know, but yeah, it is a fun challenge every year to see where the Big Ten stacks up against the other premier basketball conference. So.
Sure. Big Ten won last year as well, I believe.
Yeah, for years the Big Ten could not beat the ACC, but for the past 5+ years, the Big Ten's got the better to ACC.
Yep, I agree. Starting tonight, we have Iowa at Virginia. It's just tipped off. Iowa's up 12-6.
And I think Iowa's a 2-point favorite. I think Virginia gets them.
1.5 on my app anyway.
Okay. I think Virginia gets them.
Give me Iowa. Keegan Murray is fantastic for Iowa.
He's mocked to be a top 10 pick.
Yep. I don't think Virginia can score with him. Then tonight we have Notre Dame at Illinois.
Oh man, I was all on Illinois, and then I saw that report today.
Yep.
I'm still gonna take Illinois, but by like 3 points or less. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, no Andre Curbelo, no Trent Frazier, no Jacob Grandison, no Benjamin Boss Mans Verdonk. That takes away their two primary ball handlers and point guards. And Jacob Grandison, another starter who played some big minutes last year and has this year. And then Boss Mans Verdonk has kind of become their backup for Kofi Coburn. Illinois still 4.5-point favorites. I think being at home, if they play defense like they did against UT Rio Grande Valley on Friday, they're going to get whooped. Kofi Coburn's as dominant a player Illinois ever had. He had 38 and 10
And they
on
needed
Friday.
it.
They needed every single one of them. He had 38 points on 19 shots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Notre Dame has a guy that can guard him. However, they don't have anyone else around him at this current moment, so they're going to bring three guys at him. Alfonso Plummer's played really well the past two games. He needs to continue to do that, and DeMonte Williams needs to be better. Give me Illinois by 1. I think if they had a full roster, I think Illinois wins by – I think the spread earlier today I saw was 10.5, and it's dropped to 4.5. So those – I mean, it's going to be tough. It's been kind of a nightmarish start as far as injuries go, and they just haven't been able to really get in sync so far. But I think they'll be fine once we hit Big Ten play, which they need to because it's Friday is when it starts.
The J-Man's Twitter feed will be entertaining like always tonight.
Yeah, maybe not tonight because I'm kind of expecting to lose. But yeah, it's
at least the depth will be about even because Bray doesn't play more than 7 guys.
Yeah, Bray doesn't play more than 7 guys. And they're
seems like this is a team you guys play almost every year anymore. Notre Dame.
It's now 3 times in the past. I think 6 years.
That's dumb.
They've played Miami twice in it.
That's dumb. That's what makes me mad about this challenge.
Is.
Switch the matchups up. Okay.
That's why I was so pumped to get Duke last year because I'm like somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Tomorrow night we have Minnesota at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's terrible.
Yeah, Minnesota. I picked last in the conference. Mm-hmm. They're actually better than I thought they were going to be. So I'm taking the Gophers. I know, like a lot of these Big Ten teams, but I'm taking Minnesota on the road.
Give me Minnesota as well. Pittsburgh's real bad. Florida State at Purdue. Florida State's missing a few guys. It wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, they're missing their starting point guard, their 7-2 starting center, and their backup center. I agree with you. I don't think it's going to matter anyways. I just think this is going to make the point margin even larger. I think Purdue rolls.
I can't believe Purdue's only 11.5-point favorites. I think they win by 20.
Yeah, and then Purdue hosts Iowa Friday night, late 9:00. Yep.
Nice. Indiana at Syracuse. Indiana's a 1.5-point favorite on the road.
Yeah, Indiana's 6-0. Marshall gave them all they wanted to the other night. It took Trace Jackson Davis a Assembly Hall record 43 points to get them over the hump. Syracuse can mess with teams, but they're 3-3. Colgate's whooped them. VCU scored a lot on them. So did somebody else. They've gave up 85-plus points at least 3 times. So I'm taking Indiana, a close one.
I'm taking Syracuse, just it being in the Carrier Dome. Syracuse isn't good, though, but they'll get hot late and be a 10 seed in the Elite 8 like they do every single year, it feels like. First real test, in my opinion, for Indiana going on the road. I think Syracuse gets it
definitely. It's a bigger test than St. John's at home.
Absolutely. Clemson at Rutgers. Rutgers is super disappointing.
They are disappointing. I'm taking them at home, though. But, yeah, they need to wake up fast.
Give me Rutgers as well. Who beat Lafayette? Beat Rutgers. They're really struggling scoring points.
Yeah, and they got Geo Baker and Ron Harper back. I mean, they lost Jacob Young and Tyler Johnson, but come on.
Northwestern at Wake Forest.
I don't know anything about either team this year. I'm taking Wake because they're at home.
Wake's a 1.5 favorite. I think Wake beats them. Duke at Ohio State. Duke put the hurt on Gonzaga by 3. I think it's 3.
Duke will whoop them.
Yeah, Duke.
Ohio State's banged up, and
Duke will beat them.
Smash them.
Beat them pretty handily, in my opinion.
Yep.
Wednesday night, we have Va Tech at Maryland.
Maryland coming off a loss, but I'm going to take Terrapins at home.
I agree with you. I think Va Tech and Maryland are pretty similar. Louisville at Michigan State.
I think Michigan State's a lot better than any of us projected. I'm taking Spartans.
Michigan State's ranked, and they have 2 losses so far. Of course, one's to Kansas and one's to Baylor. So,
Chris
Give me
Mack's
Michigan
first
State
game
at
back.
home.
Chris Mack's first game back. The replacement coach did go 5-1 in his absence. So
Nebraska at NC State.
NC State, Nebraska's awful.
I agree. Wisconsin at Georgia Tech. Wisconsin's ranked.
Yeah, Josh Paster's still at Georgia Tech.
Yes, they went to the tournament last year.
Yeah, Wisconsin's a surprise so far. Give me the Badgers.
I saw today that somebody's been calling them a Final Four contender. They're not going to
go that far.
They're not going to make the
go
tournament.
that far.
Give me Georgia Tech at home.
Okay.
Michigan at North Carolina.
Here's my upset of the challenge. I think North Carolina gets my
ranked?
home. I don't know. It's the love fest for Howard and the boys.
Mm.
I think Hubert Davis gets the upset here. I have a weird feeling about this one.
I agree. It's not. I wouldn't be surprised if North Carolina's favored. There's no line on it yet.
Yeah.
Give me Carolina, and then Miami at Penn State.
Give me Micah Shrewsbury and the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, give me Penn State as well. Friday night, Big Ten play starts. Rutgers at Illinois.
Illinois.
Give me Illinois. I'm hoping at least Curbello's back because he makes the offense so much better. Then Iowa at Purdue.
Give me the Boilers. Iowa struggles at Mackey, and if they play defense like they do historically at Mackey, Purdue might score 110 points.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of joke, but
give me Purdue large. Nebraska at Indiana Saturday.
Indiana, my God,
Indiana.
Can you start any easier with the Big Ten?
Yeah. Northwestern at Maryland.
Maryland.
Maryland. Ohio State at Penn State.
I'll take the Buckeyes in this one.
Yeah, give me Penn State in that one as well. So, college hoops.
Do you have word association for me?
Yes, I do. It is
All
NFL.
right.
It is NFL related.
Perfect, because we're going right into NFL talk.
So I did. I kind of mix and match. So Fox used to on Thanksgiving have the Galloping Gobbler Award, and then CBS did an award as well for like the best player, like in MVP of the Thanksgiving game or whatever.
You didn't listen to the podcast last week, did you?
No, I did not.
I did the exact same thing to my dad last week.
Shoot.
That's okay. Give me the names. I can say different things.
Andy Dalton.
Red Rocket.
Alex Smith.
That was one last week. Courageous.
Mitch Trubisky.
Blah.
Amari Cooper.
Overrated.
Yeah, I agree. Case Keenum.
Backup. Solid backup. Overpaid as a
Matt
starter.
Stafford.
Underrated.
Is he, though? They've kind of started to struggle there.
I got my thoughts on the Rams when we get the picks, but yeah, I think he's I think he's solid.
LaShawn McCoy.
What team's he on now? I feel like he's been on every team in the league.
He's got to be on somebody. Yeah. Reggie Bush.
Best college player I'd ever seen. I loved watching him at USC.
Robert Griffin III.
What could have been if his knee didn't go out in the playoffs.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers.
Good ball player. I don't like him off the field.
I can't stand him. Donald Driver.
Name I haven't thought of in 5 years.
At least 5 years.
Solid target for Favre back in the day.
DeMarcus Ware.
Soon to be Hall of Famer. Loved him as a Bronco. I think if it wasn't for him, Von Miller wouldn't be the player he is today.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Brett Favre.
Tough. Shouldn't have retired 2 times, but just Iron Man. Just tough.
Joey Harrington. Dolphins.
Oregon. I'll just remember for his Oregon days. He was an awful pro.
Chris Chambers. Dolphins.
J-Man wearing out his jersey in middle school.
That's right. It's my favorite player.
His numbers and letters was literally falling off that one. Or was that a different one?
There was a couple. Joey Porter.
Ricky was falling apart. Oh, I forgot about the Joey Porter jersey. That's a good one.
The Ricky Williams one was falling apart. Zach Thomas falling apart.
Jason Taylor one.
I don't think I had a Jason Taylor.
You didn't have a Jason Taylor one? Maybe that was somebody else in our grade.
Randy McMichael. That was another
Man, you
one.
had a good collection.
I had a collection of pretty mediocre players is what I did.
And that's what my basement's filled down here with mediocre Broncos aside from Chip Bailey and Peyton Manning. So
3 winners, 3 losers.
The word association segments is this your first week, J-Man?
Yep.
Only been doing this for 5
like
years. Only been doing this for 5 years. Word association segment is brought to you by Rhett Lee, attorney at law. Rhett Lee and the law office of Andrew Key, LLC are located at 206 4th Street in Logansport, Indiana. Rhett provides legal services to the people of North Central Indiana and practices criminal defense, family law, and personal injury. If you need a lawyer who cares about your results and will fight for you, give Red a call today to schedule a free consultation at 574-722-2221. 3 winners, 3 losers. One of my winners is the San Francisco 49ers.
It's a good one.
I wrote them off a couple weeks ago, hoping Shanahan would get fired and become Denver's next head coach. Don't think that's going to happen. I actually think they're going to end up making the playoffs.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I hope not. I want the Dolphins own their first-round pick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're hot right now.
They are. One of my winners are the Las Vegas Raiders, winning in Dallas in the most watched regular season NFL games since the early 90s, I think.
I think 1990.
Yeah, 1990. It was a fantastic game. It was definitely a good cleanser after watching the first game between the Bears and Lions. It was nice to see a halfway decent game there. But, huge win for them.
If you like penalties, you like that game. 28 penalties for over 270-plus yards.
Yep. Who's another winner of yours?
Cincinnati Bengals.
They're one of mine.
Man, they pulverized the Steelers yesterday. And love Joe Burrow's fight, not backing down from TJ Watt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Third winner for me, Green Bay Packers. Big matchup yesterday against the Rams at Lambeau, and they flexed their muscles at the top of the NFC, or one of the teams at the top of the NFC yet again.
Yeah. My other winner is New England Patriots once again. They're rolling right now, and I hate it. Should
we possibly prepare ourselves for a Patriots-Buccaneers Super Bowl?
I mean, the TV people would love it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope not, though.
I hope not either, but I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, man. 3 losers.
LA Chargers.
Yep, they're one of mine.
I can't figure them out.
Can't figure the Broncos out either.
I can't figure the AFC West out. Yeah. It's a 7-4, 6-5, 6-5, 6-5. The Chargers. I mean, Herbert. Credit the Broncos defense played really well against Herbert yesterday. Got him, turned him over twice, once for a pick 6, and Chargers just look at on paper talent all over the place, but they just don't consistently win games.
Herbert has not been very good the past couple of weeks either.
No, and Von Miller, ever since becoming a member of the Rams are 0-3 and he has 0 sacks.
Yeah, that's weird.
I still miss him, but that's something's weird there.
One of my losers besides the Chargers, the Indianapolis Colts, up 10 against Tampa Bay. They found a way to lose that one. That would have been huge for them.
Because they threw it 26 straight times. You have the best running back right now in the league, the potential MVP. Yeah. And when they decided to run the ball at the end, they ran it down Tampa Bay's throat to tie the game. You threw it 26 straight times. Frank Reich sometimes. Yeah. I just not sure he's a good coach.
Yep.
One of my other losers, Dallas Cowboys.
Sure.
Lost 3 of the last 4.
Yeah, they're a little bit on the struggle bus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Philadelphia Eagles, one of my losers.
My last loser.
They were right in it, and then they lose to the Giants. That can't happen. Jalen Hurts was horrendous yesterday.
Yeah, he had been playing really good ball lately, and it was awful yesterday, like you said.
All right, who won the belt this week? I assume it was you because I had a really bad week.
It was me, and this was the biggest differing week I can ever remember between you and me.
I can imagine because it was a really bad week for me.
So it finally comes home, J-Man, and it is not leaving my grasp this week.
We'll see.
We will see.
Dallas at New Orleans Thursday night.
Well, I did these early this morning. Then I see Mike McCarthy's COVID positive.
Oh, I did not see that.
Eight members of the Cowboys staff, I believe. But I'm still taking the Cowboys for 10, even though New Orleans is making a quarterback change.
Who is starting for him?
Hill.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
he's worse than Simeon in my opinion.
They both make Jameis look like Drew Brees.
Yeah, they really do. I have Dallas for 9, so we're pretty similar. New York Giants at Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins are rolling. Give me the Fins for 3.
I have the Dolphins for 6. That defense is playing really well. They forcing turnovers, getting sacks. Tua, if the season ended today, would have the highest fourth quarter completion percentage in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, and they tried Jacoby Brissett for a little bit.
Yep. Tua has been better than Herbert the past 6 weeks.
Yeah, makes you feel pretty good.
Jalen Waddle's turning into a superstar.
He's
second, or he's leading the NFL in catches and is second in yards since week 6.
He's really good.
once they get halfway decent offensive line play, I think they could really be pretty good. But give me Dolphins for 6. Tampa Bay at Atlanta.
Give me the Buccaneers. I only put 9 on this. I don't know why.
I have Tampa Bay for 10.
I don't know why I only put 9 on that, but
Arizona at Chicago.
give me the Cardinals for 12. Matt Nagy's just week by week. Cardinals had a bye week last week, and they'll come out firing. But it is a cold weather game.
Yeah, I have the Cardinals for 11. Chargers at Cincinnati.
Give me the Cincinnati Bengals for 7.
I have the Bengals for 1. Chargers are so hard to figure out. I honestly think the Chargers probably win this game. It's so weird. But
the Bengals a few weeks ago, I wanted to crown them as AFC contenders, and they lost to the Jets.
Yep.
So
Minnesota at Detroit.
I want to apologize to Logan Strim. Picked Minnesota last week for, I think, about the first time all year, and they lose. But I'm picking them again. 13 points, Vikings over the Lions.
I have the Vikings for 7. Lions aren't winning a game this year, man.
You picked them over the Bears last
for
week.
Quite a bit, too.
7. That was a killer, and I had the Bears for 12.
They should have won, then the Lions called back-to-back timeouts and got a 15-yard penalty.
Campbell might get fired after this.
He should. He's terrible. He was terrible in Miami when he was an interim. Man.
Oh, there's nothing worse than being a Lions fan.
It's brutal. I can't imagine. Philadelphia at New York Jets.
Yeah, big game for the Eagles all of a sudden if they want any chance of doing anything. Give me the Eagles for 6.
I have the Eagles for 5. Indianapolis at Houston.
Give me the Colts for 11.
Colts for 12. Football team at Vegas.
I don't know why I keep picking them. Raiders for 2.
Raiders for 8. They're quite a bit better than the football team.
Well, now they'll lose.
Yeah, probably. Jacksonville at Los Angeles.
Rams for 14.
I have Rams for 14.
But I think the Odell factor's real. That team's starting to crumble.
I do too. He's a cancer. Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
Baltimore for 8. Big Ben's done, man. He is toast. He is just done.
Awful. This used to be one of the most intense rivalries in the NFL. It's less so now. But give me Baltimore for 3.
But Lamar was terrible last night. He's got to play better.
Cleveland, I think Baker's days in Cleveland are done.
I'm starting to think so too. I'll take him.
San Francisco at Seattle.
Give me the Niners on the road for 4.
I have the Seahawks for 2. I keep picking against the Niners, and I'm just backfiring.
I think Russell's, this is last year in Seattle. I think it's going to be Pete Carroll's last year in Seattle.
Denver at Kansas City.
Still mad they flexed this into a Sunday night game, even though it is the battle for first place in the AFC West all of a sudden.
You look at the rest of the matchups, though, and
I know.
It's terrible. Maybe Chargers, Bengals
would have been the one they were considering. Give me Kansas City, but I only put 5 on this. I don't know why.
I have Kansas City for 13.
I don't blame you. They haven't beat the Kansas City since 2015.
Well, and if it was at Denver, I'd have it smaller, but in Kansas City,
surprisingly, they play tougher. They lose by less at Kansas City than they do at Denver against the
That's
Chiefs.
So weird. Yeah. Have they won there since Jamal Charles fumbled 5 times?
They haven't beat the Chiefs since that game.
Really? That was like
2015.
15, okay.
Yep.
New England at Buffalo.
Buffalo for 1.
I have Buffalo for 4. Buffalo bounced back, albeit against the New Orleans Saints, but they needed a bounce back win, and I think they're going to be tough to beat at home here.
Bye weeks: Carolina, Cleveland, Green Bay, and Tennessee.
Sir, hit me with that birdie bogey there, T-Dog.
Yes, LeBron James on Friday scored his 13th time he's scored 30 points or more after turning to age 36. There's 3 guys in NBA history who have done that more times. Can you name them?
It's turning 36.
Yep.
Kobe Bryant.
No.
Is Michael one of them?
Michael Jordan had 25 of them.
Okay, one more guess to get a par. Oh, man. Kobe, I was betting on Kobe. Who played a long time? Give me Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You got yourself a par. What a pull. Kareem at 37. Man. So Kareem was second with 37. Michael was third with 25. First was Karl Malone with 70.
Man, should have thought of the mailman. He played forever.
Yes, he did.
Shoot.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
Why don't you wrap us up there, J-Man, and tell everybody where they can get some free shipping on some merch.
You guys need Christmas gifts, and Tan and J-Man Show merch. Perfect Christmas gift. Thanks for watching the Tan and J-Man Show live on the ISC Sports Network. Use promo code TAN and J-Man for free shipping through the end of 2021 on Tan and J-Man Show Store or Tan and J-Man Store. Tan and J-Man Show Store.com. We'll be back at it next Monday with another episode of the Tan and J-Man Show. Have a great week, everybody.